Welcome to Portfolio Builders Club. We just passed the elections for the United States president. Donald Trump won the election. And now, today, we're going to have Fed interest rate decisions. So we've had a lot of market volatility yesterday, and we are expecting a lot more volatility to close out this week. So keep your eyes on the market, and we are looking at Fed interest rate decision around 2 p.m. 2:30 is going to be the Fed press conference. So around that time, you'll probably see quite a bit of volatility going on. Prior to that, you may see some consolidation on the markets, but otherwise, get ready, buckle up, get ready. So this is TradingView. TradingView offers an economic calendar. You can look at various different things like earnings, revenue, dividends, depending on what you want to look at. Right now, we're just looking at the economic calendar to see what's happening for today. What are some of the major things happening for today? This you can filter as well. This is filtered by U.S. news. So that's what we're seeing here for the Fed rate decisions. So we'll go ahead and jump into the market, start taking a look. Let's start with SPY. So as we see, SPY is continuing in this upward trend. Again, as we talk about price, as we talk about what's happening in the market, we go with the premise that no one really can predict whether the price is going to go up or down. No one knows if, some big hedge fund or mutual fund is going to enter or exit, the market. It could be just a big investor is going to enter or exit the market at any given time. They may be exiting to get into something else. They may be getting into a position into something else. So day to day, you don't know. Just like I don't know if you're about to withdraw or sell your position, or if you're going to buy another position on a given day. There's no way for me to know that in advance. Now, we do use the charts to get an idea, a general idea of what the average has been, what maybe a discount price would be for us, and that sort of thing. But we can't predict day to day whether the price is really going to go up or shoot down. We might base it on news and other things and just have probabilities, but we really just don't know. So what we're doing is looking at the average price based on the moving averages and determining, is the price at a discount or is at a premium? Is the trend upward or is it downward? Those types of things, so that we can get an idea of which direction the market is actually moving in. So as you see for SPY, it's clearly been moving in an upward direction all year. And we've had a few pullbacks here to about the 100-day moving average. But otherwise, it is continuing to move up. Anytime we move above the 25-day moving average, which is this red and green line here, generally we'll stay above that and go ahead and continue to move up. If we can get a close above it, and usually if we can get at least one candle above it, then we generally will continue to move up once we've gotten to that particular position. As you see, sort of back here, we got above it, and then we closed one candle above, and we just continued on. Same thing here. We got above, closed above, and we just sort of continued on with the trend that we had already started. So this is really what we expected, that the price would continue to move up and upward closer to the top of this channel that we're seeing here. We are expecting, this is the SPY, so we are expecting that to hit 600 and eventually beyond. We're very close to that at, looks like pre-market at 592. Very close to pushing up to go ahead and hit the $600 mark. So we'll continue to watch that and see what happens as we go forward. But again, today we're expecting quite a bit of volatility, and with the news coming out about interest rates. So be aware of that. But overall, long term, we're still looking to the upside unless something changes with the interest rates. All right. All right, let's take a look at VIX. So VIX, in some cases, indicates whether or not the market is going up or down. It's sort of an inverse look at it. So when the VIX is going up, the market would be going down. When the VIX is going down, the market would be going up. The S&P index would be going up. So as the volatility increases or decreases, that's what would happen to the SPY. So as you see, we did have this drop down. Of course, we know that the SPY went up at this particular point, and we'll continue to watch that. We do have a level of support here, so we have to be careful of that. If we hit this and don't break through it, then we could expect some downside eventually. Again, as the VIX maybe would start to push up again, but we'll have to monitor that as we go. All right, let's take a look at the Magnificent Seven. Let's just put this in order alphabetically here. All right, we'll start with Apple. So as we look at Apple had that pullback to the 100-day moving average. It found support right there. It did break through this trend line. We drew this counter trend line. Of course, we're expecting price really to move up as it has been, but we drew this counter trend line to give us some indication of when the price might be turning around. So it did break through that counter trend line. We had quite a bit of volatility, of course. So we are sitting on the upside of that trend line, and we're sitting above the 100-day moving average. So we'll have to continue to watch that to see. Again, we're expecting so much volatility that, maybe it'll be a couple of days before this is really clear as to the direction. But right now it is looking that it is turning to the upside right at this moment. Amazon. So here we have Amazon, and we had a nice little push yesterday after the election. And we are continuing to see some movement to the upside as we were anticipating. As you can see, we did break through our counter trend line we had previously, and we were expecting it to push up at least back to these highs here, this yellow line, these highs, and we've now broken through those as well. So the idea here would be eventually, if it doesn't continue, would be to pull back, touch this counter trend line again, and then take off. So that would kind of be the idea for Amazon. Move on to Google. So Google, again, we drew a counter trend line previously here to indicate when we thought price might be turning around. It did break through that counter trend line, and it's still above the 25-day moving average, so that's a good sign as well. And the price did continue to the upside. We are creating some large gaps here as price moves up. So with all the volatility, there's no telling what's going to happen in terms of the movement and the range of movement that may happen as we get the interest rate news and that sort of thing. So I'm sure everybody will be glued to the TV to see what is going to happen with interest rates. But overall, we are expecting Google to continue to the upside and eventually get up here to the 190, 191 level. So that's what we're anticipating long term. Meta. So Meta has had somewhat of a pullback here recently, but it's still in an uptrend, and we're moving upward. And our price target right now, since we'd already sort of hit this target, is to get up to the 622 level, 630 level here. So let's just draw a line here. Start from here to here. And the way that we can monitor this is with a counter trend line as well. And what we'll do is we'll create a counter trend line, maybe give it some room to breathe there, since we are expecting news and other things to happen there. But what we'd anticipate is to watch and see if it breaks through the counter trend line and then also remains above the 25-day moving average. Again, this is a daily chart, so these things may take time, but at least this is one way that we can avoid sort of getting in too early. If the price happens to drop more, maybe down to the 100-day moving average or more, when you have Fed rate interest rate information, anything can really happen. But the idea here is that we're going to look and anticipate when it's actually moving up, and that's when we would anticipate that an opportunity to buy a ticker would take place as we move up. All right. Microsoft. So with Microsoft, previously we mentioned that a discount price, even though we knew that it fell down here below the 200-day moving average, we felt that was a discount price just based on history, that this area below the 200-day moving average is a discount price, and that is a good time, a value price to sort of buy into Microsoft. So that's what we anticipated here as well, and as we can see that so far has proven to be a discount price as prices start to move up. Again, this is just the day after the election, so since that really happened on news and activity within the markets, we'll have to see if that sustains or not. And again, we have another big news day today, so we'll have to monitor this. But our discount price was here, roughly below 410. Was where our discount price is, and we would expect on the long term that this will continue back up and get back up to this 467 level. So we'll continue to monitor that and see how Microsoft does. Netflix. You can never count Netflix out. As much competition as they may get and that sort of thing, Netflix is always a winner, really, long term. We added here, so let's just take a look at Netflix. Let's see. So Netflix is definitely moving upward, and we have some really good price action as it continues to move up. You know, our price target was the 794 800 level that we talked about previously, and it seems to be steadily moving toward in that direction. Again, interest rate decisions could rattle the markets, that sort of thing, but this is where we're headed. This is long term where we expect price to go. Again, day to day, you don't know if price is going up or down, but if you look at the overall trend, we can say that it's headed toward this 794 800 level. So we'll continue to monitor that. Looking at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is looking really strong as well. Bounced off the 25-day moving average, continuing up. You know, we had already hit our 140 level. We're looking at this 157 level as the next price target. So we'll continue to monitor that as it continues to break out. Go to Tesla. Tesla has the big breakout as well. Previously, we drew this kind of trend line. We had a slight break of it here, and we were above the 25-day moving average, but we did end up getting this huge gap after the election, and we're way up here at this point. Our price target previously was about the $300 level, so that's where it's headed. You know, and of course, we created this huge gap, which means we could get quite a bit of volatility, but overall, long term, this is the daily chart again, we're looking at hitting that $300 level for Tesla. All right, let's jump to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin futures, and with Bitcoin futures, we've seen some positive movement, staying above the 25-day moving average. We had a bounce off here, and then we have the day after the election, you know, we shot all the way up to 75,000. So that's really a good sign for Bitcoin and a milestone for Bitcoin to get up at that level. So we'll continue to monitor the progress, I guess, with Bitcoin, but you could look at various other stocks and tickers that will move along with Bitcoin. So like Coin, Hood, you have MicroStrategies and some other companies that you can monitor. There's also Wolf, WULF. Maybe we'll take a look at that as well. Some of these may not have the best fundamentals, but folks are buying these, you know, as a trading opportunity. So maybe we'll take a look at a few of those. Otherwise, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ. Again, we drew this box just to show how prices sort of contained within this box and how we've been seeing the movement as prices continue to move. So right now we've touched the bottom of the box a couple times here. We're anticipating moving to the top of this box as well. So we'll continue to monitor this and look at this. So let's just sort of extend it out a bit so that we can continue to monitor price action for the NASDAQ. All right, let's take a look at the Dow. So the Dow looking very similar to the other charts we were just looking at for ES and NQ. But so this is the futures contract for the Dow YM. This is a micro contract. So as you continue to see, price is moving up. We've already indicated like some value prices, discount prices here near the 100-day moving average. So if you get close to that, you're pretty much golden to the upside right now this year. So that's continued, and we've seen a nice little push here, and we'll see what it continues to do. But the idea is that these value or discount prices are happening throughout the market, and that's where we gain more interest in what's going on with this. But otherwise, it's continuing to the upside, so we'll see. All right, let's just jump down to some stocks. Let's take a look at CAVA. So CAVA, we've watched this continue to go up. Just from a moving average standpoint, on the 25-day moving average, is really hugging that 25-day moving average, and once that turns green, we're pretty much moving to the upside again. We had a slight red moment here, but it is turned back green again. So we'll have to continue to watch this. It looks like we had a little bit more movement, I guess, previously, and now we're getting really small candles at this point. So we'll have to really watch to see what happens long term with CAVA, but it's definitely a good story that it has continued to move up to the upside. Chipotle similarly has some movement here to the upside as it tapped into the 61.8 on the Fibonacci move from previously. It hit the 61.8 pretty much exactly and has continued to push up. And our anticipation is that'll get back up to roughly $70, $69, $70 over time. Again, this will have to take time to the daily chart. All right, let's take a look at coin. So here's coin. And coin has had a really tough time getting over this pivot point, pivot zone at 270, 269, 270. So we are now pushing back up towards that as Bitcoin starts to surge as well. So we'll have to continue to monitor this to see if it can get over this 270 mark. Previous all-time highs were up here around 369 if it can break through that, but right now we had maybe 3-4 attempts here of trying to get above that level, and we really haven't been able to sustain above that level. All right, let's take a look at DJT. So DJT, which is Trump Media and Technologies. Again, prior to the election, we had this major run-up. We had this sell-off, and then we had this push in the last couple of days, but that sort of sold off as well. One of the things about this company, DJT, is that it doesn't have really great fundamentals. It really is not making any money or anything, but it is a play on the election and the popularity of the president-elect, Donald Trump. So we'll just continue to monitor this to sort of see how it does over time. Typically, as I mentioned before, this is more like buy the rumor, sell the news activity here. But any tweet or anything that's sent out can sort of send this soaring, just depending on what social media does with it. All right, let's take a look at DraftKings. So DraftKings has been hovering, having a hard time really breaking back out above these 200 and 100-day moving averages. So we'll continue to watch this. The all-time high, I don't know if I can get that exactly, but the all-time high was around 74, 75 dollars a share. So we anticipate that it will eventually be able to break out and go that way. But with DraftKings, you have a lot of regulatory issues with different states and that sort of thing. So you have to sort of monitor what's going on with it in terms of regulation of the platform and that sort of thing. So otherwise, we would anticipate over time that will go and try to hit some of those all-time highs up there. All right, Duolingo. So Duolingo is definitely taking off. Many people use this to learn different languages. Very effective software. So we would expect this to continue up, and then as a long-term investment, just to be a great long-term investment overall. So definitely take a look at that and do your research on that. Let's take a look at Hood. So Hood is pushing up again. When Bitcoin goes up, things like Robinhood are going to go up. I think Robinhood had a lot of other offerings, I guess, around the election and things like that as well. But it should continue to move up. The anticipation we have here for Hood is that it will eventually go the 100% back up to looks like about the $40 level and complete that whole cycle there. So we'll continue to watch Hood and see how things go. Mara is another Bitcoin play, so we'll continue to watch this as it breaks out above the 200 and 100-day moving averages here. So we'll continue to watch that. MicroStrategies, again, another Bitcoin play, continue to move up. It's moving nicely above the 200-day moving average. We'll just continue to watch it move above the 200-day moving average and up to the upside. Look at PANW, Palo Alto, and that is starting to break out a bit here above these highs. It was having some trouble getting above there previously, but now it's starting to break out a bit. Not much there. Otherwise, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up with that. And if you'd like to have me review a particular ticker, just put it in the comments. Otherwise, like and subscribe.